After coming from using an iPhone 13 Pro Max and owning the 12 Pro Max, having an iPhone 13 Pro in hand right now reminds me why large phones just do not really work when it comes to using an iPhone. For the slight changes and additions now added to the iPhone 13 Pro, this for me personally might now be the only iPhone in the lineup that makes the most sense. Let's try and see if that's the case with my impressions of the iPhone 13 Pro. Let's go. Hi, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this and you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. Again, a big thank you to Vodafone UK for supplying the iPhone 13 Pro for loaner and testing and review. There will be links in the description below for all the latest deals on Vodafone UK on the iPhone 13 Pro. And yeah, let's get into it. As always, man, let's start from the outside and work our way in with the design and the build quality. And I really like the overall fit and finish of the iPhone 13 Pro, and the size, in this case, makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to the design choice, and it just feels right when using it. I've got the Sierra blue color, and I still love the fact that the matte finish at the back is still one of my favorite finishes on any smartphone so far. I love one thing about what Apple does really well is the excellent button placements with the volume buttons on the left and that large power button or side button as they call it on the right, with that trademark silent switch as well. Yeah, definitely got that right. But you know what? I still dislike the glossy finish of the frame with the stainless steel, and I really wish it was a brushed matte finish just like what you found on the iPhone 13 model. But in this case, the flatter, more boxy design makes so much more sense for the size of the iPhone 13 Pro, and that alone makes this the perfect size for an iPhone, because boy, that Pro Max just does not feel good. And that's coming from a person that uses large phones on a regular basis. Again, man, you should always put a case on your phone, but you know what? The way this 13 Pro feels, it just feels so good that you almost feel like you really don't need it. So when it comes to the display, the iPhone 13 Pro is rocking what Apple calls their Super Retina XDR OLED display with a 1200 nit maximum brightness when you're watching HDR content, 1000 nits, which is increased from the 800 from before, and also in terms of the screen size, 6.1 inches and a weird resolution of 2532 by 1170. Apple as always. Let me just list some of my favorite things that I like about the display. Firstly, the overall brightness, and especially the brightness management in auto mode is really good. The color accuracy is on point, the touch response is definitely class leading, and it's got some of the best haptic feedback you're gonna get on any smartphone at any price point. And that is something that translates to a good typing experience as well as OS interaction as well, especially for the size. And it's also a flat display. When side by side next to something like an iPhone 12, it is nicer to see that the notch is definitely smaller in size, but we have to come in agreement and say, Face ID or not, this look and design is past its sell by date, as it's been around since 2017 and it needs a change. And you know what? It's annoying that it's taking so long for Apple to get here for us to praise them for it. But yes, 120 Hz high refresh rate is here, and not only does it work well in the adaptive nature, but it really does make a difference in making the UI feel that more interactive, nicer and smoother. So about time, Apple, well done. Performance and specs wise, the iPhone 13 Pro, obviously man, it does not skip a beat. It's rocking the A15 Bionic chip on a 5nm process, still with 5G support, with the base storage on this particular model at 128GB and 6GB of RAM. We're here and we know it before. iOS doesn't really give you crazy power features that tax the specs on the phone, apart from obviously mobile gaming. But again, the specs and the performance that you have, Apple's optimization, you are looking at a good guaranteed 5 years of system and iOS version updates. So that's really going to be the main benefit here with all this headroom. And although there is no thing like, you know, true multitasking, which you kind of have to forgive it a little bit for the screen size on this one compared to not being there on the Pro Max. There is more to this platform, and as you can see what they've been doing with the system on a chip. But you know what? It's the best in the game. I gotta say, the best part of the camera system finally is that you get the same hardware as you do on the 13 Pro Max, which was not the case before. And this means the same bigger main sensor with the larger aperture for the main lens, as well as the ultra wide and the new 3x zoom as well. Right now, the biggest talking point for the Pro models is the addition of ProRes video recording and cinematic video, which I demonstrated cinematic video with my camera comparison when I had the iPhone 13 mini. Now, since I've got the base storage of 128 gigabytes, ProRes video recording is limited to just 1080p 30 frames a second. Now look, camera comparison coming soon, if not done so already, but I'm sure the findings, if it's near enough on par from what I experienced with the iPhone 13 mini, then you know what you're gonna expect when it comes to the 13 Pro, when it comes to the camera. Now, to no one's surprise, when a new iPhone comes out, lined up with a new version of iOS, which this time is iOS 15. And you've no doubt seen the countless amount of iOS 15 videos online with all the core features like all the new features to FaceTime, with SharePlay, the revamped notifications as such, the different focus modes, which basically takes the do not disturb feature and gives you the ability to customize the controls to your liking. iOS is still iOS, people, with all the core benefits and especially the limitations it brings. Away from that though, it's fast, responsive, fluid, and always the native apps and exclusive features on iOS such as iMessage, FaceTime, AirDrop. I guess for those that it matters to, this is what iOS is all about to them. Now look, nothing too intensive when it comes to iOS, but it does make more sense and it works best with these smaller displays compared to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which I'm telling you, really just doesn't make sense for the size. I do love the fact that the current time of this recording, the 15.4 version does allow you to use Face ID now with a mask on, but on the flip side, look, I'm ready for Touch ID to come back to either be added onto the power button like what you find on the iPad Air, or let's go in display. Battery-wise, the iPhone 13 Pro is packing a 3095 mAh cell with support for 20-watt charging, which again does not come included in the box. Yes, MagSafe with wireless charging is here, but you still get no reverse wireless charging as well. Charging test video coming up, again, if not done so already, because that's something I really like to do to make sure that you're getting that experience information. But you know what, given the verdict and the performance, if it's anything close to what you experienced or you've seen from the iPhone 13 Pro Max, then yeah, you can assure that the battery life on here, especially for the size, is gonna be really good. If I was an iPhone person, between the 4 models in the iPhone 13 model range, it would no doubt be the iPhone 13 Pro, personally for me if I was gonna buy it. And for as long as I've owned iPhones since the original 3G, trust me, I've been in the iPhone game for a little bit. Not even this 13 Pro would really convince me to solely use it above the other phones that I experienced. Now this design with the notch right now is in its end game, and I really hope the next model does change things, gets rid of the lightning port, and we make that transition to USB-C. Now that's it. These are my initial impressions of the iPhone 13 Pro. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you have it? How's your experience been with it? That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.